now move on to the technical presentation. Next is technical presentation by Mr. Vivek Sharma, who's a senior sales specialist, cloud management VMware. Welcome and over to you.
So once again, warm welcome to all the panelists and the speakers and the audience which we have here. For the next 30 to 40 minutes, I and Amit would try to take you through the how we can achieve operational excellence and control with your intelligent hybrid and multi-cloud management more effectively and more efficiently. We'll have a quick review on the agenda. We have sorted and trimmed based on the time. We have seen and heard from our panelists about hybrid and multi-cloud and the evolvement of that in their data centers. So we'll have and talk about that. We also will understand how VMware Cloud Management Platform helps our customers to align their strategies towards multi-cloud. Operation has been a key critical for our customers, and we have seen the admins do need to have a more visibility to the entire stacks. We'll see how VMware operations help us to have a full stack visibility into the infrastructure. And the last, we'll talk about how public cloud cost optimization can be done and how we can ensure security postures of these different multi-clouds are managed and maintained as per your security governance and policies. And lastly, Amit will help us to take through the demo of some of these options here. So if I talk about the inception of the virtualization from the last 20 years, we do see our customers in a different shape and sizes. The evolvement started where customers looked for consolidation of their data centers into the virtualized environment, and they have saved a lot of capex from that perspective. Then it started such a way that, from 100 servers, 100 VMs, it has gone and beyond that. Now the need of the operation becomes co-critical for the admin teams to ensure that the infrastructure runs optimizedly and smoothly. And at the same time, you should have a visibility into the environment, what is happening or not. And eventually it should also help you to reduce your OpEx also. And the next further movement of that, we found that customers started looking for delivering their IT as fast as they can, from a time when they used to take provision a VM 4 days or 3 days. Now that is required to be done into hours kind of things. So what happened is that basically the data center evolved, and the requirement to have a agility and provide the solutions more automated way and more faster way has evolved in our customers' environments. And now if you look at, we have been seeing our customers are looking for embracing the multi-clouds to achieve the flexibility, the scalability, what they provide today. So in a nutshell, if you look at VMware has helped our customers, or played a major role with our customers from the virtualization adoption to the today to the multi-cloud adoption. If you look at the role of management in cloud transformation, I think this is the recent survey which we have done with our elite customers, and we do have asked them about how a single management model, where the customers are using a single management model from VMware, how it has helped them in their day-to-day operations. And with no surprises, we figured out that reducing IT operation cost has been a major benefit to which our customers have seen today, and followed by a lot of customers who are more driven from R&D and development. They figured out, their developers are now more productive, and they are spending more time to develop their applications, and rather than looking at things into the infrastructure. And eventually, I think this is where we see that this is overall improved the IT service deliveries for our customers. So these are the few benefits which our customers have seen, but I think this is all aligned with our discussion today, which we had with our panelists, and we figured out somewhere else operations of cost efficiency, effectiveness of the things, rolling out the things, all are some important benefits which our customers looks out. And here we're talking about the same thing. How do we achieve that from a single management platform? So now we talk about how VMware aligns with our customer vision by providing VMware Cloud Operating Model, which is basically a cloud platform management for the customers' day-to-day cloud consumptions, whether on premises or on your multi-cloud. So if you look at here, VMware does it these two ways. Build VMware clouds, where you can basically transform your IT operations, and you can get your experiences of the cloud just like the way you have in a public cloud. So you've got all the out-of-the-box solutions, and you can just start go and consume that. And our customers has a the choices to choose this VMware clouds to deploy in their own premises, or they can also use as a software as a services in both the way. The second thing is that where we allow our customers to embrace the public clouds, and we all know the benefits which public cloud brings from an agility perspective, and many of our customers are getting into that uh, consumption model for the public clouds. We help our customers to ensure the how do they manage this complete multi-cloud tier, and also at the same time ensure the efficiency of these offerings and solutions. And not only that, we'll also stitch our security across these multiple clouds. So in nutshell, if you look at VMware Cloud operating model, is basically stitched with multiple strategies of our customers, whether being a financial strategy from CapEx to the OpEx, whether it is an application strategy from their traditional monolithic applications to their cloud native applications, and lastly the cloud strategy, which could be their private cloud to their multi-cloud journey. VMware Cloud operating model stitch these complete strategies of our customers and provide a single cloud management platform for this time. So if I have to talk about the capabilities to support you at every level, so we talked about the kind of environment right now in the market, and the recipes are here, and these are the ingredients of VMware Cloud Management. If you see, Virtualized automation is the core critical component which allows you and which gives you a self-service portal, a place like in a marketplace where you can have your templates over there. Users can go and consume their services the way they require, and similarly, the operation part, which we talk about it, you have to ensure your environment, your infrastructures, whether it is on premises, whether it's a cloud, it is all monitored, managed, and optimized according to the way you want to have it. And the last which I will talk about login side, which is where you would see, we all understand that whenever there is a need to look into it, the problems, you need to have visibility into what is happening in environment. Logs are the key critical part of it. Log insight helps you to do an analogy or anomaly detections on your environment across the multiple environment, what I would say. Then it can also provide you the root causes based on that details. Virtualized network insight, which basically again helps you to see how your network, how your components, basically, if I would say network flows is happening between your application to your multiple different physical components, whether it's a switches or routers or firewalls. It gives you a complete telemetry of your environment, where you can always see where is the problem, whether it is happening on the VM level, whether it is happening on the physical component level, at the switches layer. And that's where it helps you to troubleshoot your environment faster. And eventually, obviously, it also helps you to do the root cause of environment. In the right hand side, if you look at the cloud health, which is a VMware solution which allows us to do a simplified cloud financial management and streamline our operations. And it is not only that, it is the #1 solution right now in the market to do a cloud management for the larger for all of the hypervisors and hyperscalers which we see in the market right now. Along with that, we have got a cloud health secure state. The purpose of the cloud health secure state to mitigate the security and risk which we see in our environment. It basically adheres the all the compliance which we see in the industry and provide us a real-time security insights if your environment or if your cloud is compliant or not. And such kind of insightfuls helps our customers to explore the multi-clouds without any problems. Some other tools like a Skyline, where we basically go and proactively identify the problems. And these are the tools which is we have seen many of our customers leverage, and it benefited them. Before a problem occurs, you would also know about that. This is a problem going to happen, and then we can obviously notify the admin team and ask them to look into the issues. And this helps a lot of issues and unplanned downtimes, and eventually it helps us to maintain the SLAs in an environment. And lastly, the Virtualized AI Cloud. I think this is based on the multiple algorithms and frameworks and used by us to go deeper into your data and figure out how it can be optimized far better way, and can give you suggestions based on that data mining. So I want to talk about the VMware Virtualized Cloud Universal here. I think this is a very important perspective here. As you see that everywhere else, we see that market has been moving to the subscription model. VMware also is bring a Virtualized Cloud Universal, we call it a VRCU, which basically helps our customer to deploy virtualized management either on premises or consume as a software as a services. And good part is that it is interchangeably, you can use it as the way you want. I mean, today you subscribe this subscription and you can choose as a on-premises these particular components. And then later on, if you feel comfortable, you can obviously go and use as a software as a services. There are a couple of benefits, we get it here with that. The first is that when you basically use these solutions from VMware on subscription as a services, these are actually hosted on a VMware environment, and VMware teams basically helps to do the lifecycle management of these components. So our customers gets more time to do the day-to part of it, provisioning and all these things, without even bother about the vulnerabilities of these particular management components. The second is that since it is hosted in the cloud, and it also provides you more like a flexibility to have a geographical approach of your environment. Like for example, we have seen our customers who has got the data centers scattered to the multiple different locations. It helps the unified all these catalogs and these all analytics into the one single consoles, and that's where you get benefited in that approach to seamlessly use these same blueprint and same catalogs across these different geographic locations. We talked about the operation part of it. I think this is where I would take some more moments. We realize operation. I think many of our customers, and when we heard about from our panelists also, this is a key critical thing for them to know what is their infrastructure is doing right now, and if the infrastructure is healthy or not, and if there are some issues pertaining to the infrastructures can be put into the dashboards and can be put into and bring into the notice of the SOC team and the NOC team, and can be addressed at the same time. And that is where you see that VMware Virtualized Operation has been helping customers to optimize the cost part of it, ensuring the performance of the environment, and being in the compliance part of it. Now, if you look at today, we have brought a true visibility suite, which was in a company called Blue Medora was there, and we have acquired that company now. And with that, the Virtualized Operational Management has got a larger spectrum to cover now. Virtualized operation was limited to the vSphere environment and ESXi environment with some limited visibility into the other aspects. But now with the true visibility suite, our customers get complete end-to-end visibility into the multiple different aspects. For example, now if you have a compute and storage physical boxes, we also can go and get the visibility into what is happening in your server side, how it is performing from that matter. And similarly, your storage side also, we can come up and we can give you that, what are the IOPS they are actually pushing right now to the systems, and if there are any potential risk to your disk drives and all, that can be also outlined here. The other side also, this is from a physical sides, but then if you look at this also help us to have a more visibility now into your application and databases. I think this is where if we talk about an admin, if they would have a complete visibility from the infra, which I would say from a physical servers to the virtual VMs, and inside them whatever is hosted, which is an application and database, and then your outer circle, peripheral circle, which is your network and storage and then servers. If they have this complete telemetry view in their screen, they can figure out where is the problem is arised, and they can easily reach out to the problem, and then obviously identify the right team to resolve the issues. So these are the three things which we generally see from virtualized operations, and now with the True Visibility Suite, it expand the spectrum multifold. So Virtualized Operation Management Pack, I think this is one of the things which I feel we should be highlighting here. Now, the components which you're seeing right now here is that which used to be part of a TVS, True Visibility Suite. Now, this is now bringing into the packaging of the Virtualized Operation. So any of our customers who are using right now Virtualized Operations, they are having access to these management packs. Which means again, you can go and consume these management packs from online, and then you can connect with your VMware portal. these packs are available right now. You can get more visibility with respect to these packs. From example, like a HP ProLand servers, you want to see more visibility into your same Virtualized operation view, you can get that. And the storage side also, you would see that there are multiple storage vendors from here listed. The premier storage vendors like an HP, Dell, NetApp, all are part of this. And with this thing, I would again say that now your operation team has got more power and more visibility to the server and storage infrastructure. This pack is now available with Virtualized operation itself. Okay, sorry, it took some time to move to the screen. So the other thing is that, as I was talking about, that UVS brings the visibility into your network components and your database components. So this is also the offerings which VMware is offering with the True Visibility Suite. If our customers who are looking more detailed view of their networking inside and their other hypervisors, they can always go and consume advanced True Visibility Suite. And lastly, if they are looking for more detail about their application and databases, we do have an options which is Enterprise or Advanced Plus to give them more visibility from that side. Yeah, so I want to talk about the public cloud cost management and security with cloud health. I think as I said initially, the cloud health is a number one solution from VMware, which has been handling more than 14 billion or 13 billion odd of relationship with all these hyperscalers, which you see here, AWS, Azure, Google Cloud. Our customers have been believing on this tool because it has been providing the real data which helps them to reduce the cost eventually, obviously. But if I would put it in a different manner, there are three different segments which we basically categorize here where cloud health helped our customers. Number one is the financial management. Now if you look at when we have this plethora of cloud services like AWS, Azure, Google, and all these things, we have seen our customers getting, it's becoming a tedious task to, control the budgets and control the cost spend which is happening. Cloud Health basically goes and reports these cost which is spent as per the cost centers or as per the departments or as per the products, and brings that to the accountability to the teams, the responsible teams, and help them to figure out how can we reduce the cost and then do the cost optimization. The other side also, it basically goes into the right sizing for the environment. For that matter, if we look into it, there are developers, there are people who goes and consumes the services, whether they use it or whether they don't use it, it's all a different thing altogether. So Cloud Health goes and tells about that how can we do a right sizing in this environment and brings these resources back to the actual resources requirement, and eventually helps us to do the cost management. The other thing is that streamlining operation. I think this is where we all need to have policies which are simplified and then they are put across all these cloud service providers. Eventually, you would have some policies for your private cloud, and the same policy has to be scattered across this multiple different cloud services also. So Cloud Health basically ensures that these policies which we are talking about it is spread across all these different offerings of multi-cloud, and eventually it basically helps you to do a day-to-day operations over there, and even help you to reduce the risk by not doing the manual configurations. Last, I want to talk about the security and the compliance. So in this segment, Cloud Health now has gotten another product in line with his, we call it a secure state, that helps our customers to do a day in, day out monitoring of the environment. For that matter, if I would say, many of our customers who has been doing a lot of misconfiguration errors in the cloud, and Cloud Health Secure States basically helped us to identify more than 28 million such errors and such mistakes which has been identified by the Cloud Health Secure State. At the same time, it is also compliant with the industry's known frameworks, known security frameworks, such like HIPAA, your PCI, your micro attacks, and it keeps on feeding the data to ensure that whatever that our customers are consuming these cloud service solutions are in line with these compliances which we're talking right now. And the last, obviously, even for the developer community, we have seen cloud and secure state basically help the developers before they go and deploy their solutions to the production. It helps them to recheck the security posture of these codes and their applications. So that is an overall part of it. Like this cloud health with secure states helps our customers to uh, have a better monitoring, visibility, and management with these multi-cloud solutions. With that, I think I would talk about the next section. I would suggest all of you, who, the panelists, and then the audience, whoever is who feel so, we can now do the next section as a cloud management assessment. You can connect to us, and you can also connect to your VMware Connect to figure out how can we do a cloud management assessment in your environment, which can give you in a more detail to prepare your strategy towards the multi-cloud or towards the hybrid cloud. We can also do tailored workshops based on the custom use cases which you have in your environment, and you can prepare a solution for you which suits the requirement of yours. And lastly, obviously, if you want to have a feel factor, we can do a demo and the POCs in your environment. With that, I'll pause here, and I'll invite Amit to take us through the quick demo of this infrastructure.
All right, so I'll be switching a couple of screens, so bear with me. But just want to say, Vik, it was a great session and what a great view how the multi-cloud, things are happening in the environments, how our solution supports those multi-cloud area. And wherever all the portfolio that we have, it's going to be, help for our audience to stitch everything into the of the multi-cloud into the one solutions that we have, and they get single view of operations, automations, and security, of course. But let's get into the deep dive into how the things look like. So for that, let me log in and then show you what exactly we are talking about. All right, so before I start, let's understand what are the different personas we talk about today, and what are the different elements comes together and build a private cloud or a hybrid cloud or a multi-cloud. So think about 4 personas. Number one is your end users, who always in demands, who always need things, and who always need things in a matter of clicks, in a matter of just requesting things, and they should be able to get the things as soon as possible, always in demand. And then second personas is your operations guys, whose their job is to keep the lights green always, wherever their environment is running. They make sure that environment is running performant very well, and then the capacity is good. And then when the red light is coming in, they have to turn back to green as soon as possible in all those manner to save the revenue loss that people are in the industries is facing when the downtime occurs. And then finally, they also have to make sure that their environment is always compliant and secure in whatever the way they have configured. And the third personas we talk about is the management, who always want to know that where is my environment is running, and what criteria my environment is in, and if I have to plan my whole environment for next 5 years, what the information I should have in my hand in my dashboards, and so that I can plan it accordingly for my next 5 years. And the last personas is your architecture heavy lifters, who are the core guy of your data centers or your multi-cloud data centers, where they create infrastructure as a code, they create blueprints, they create networking components, and they stitch everything together to make your end users happy, make your environment happy, make your operation guy happy, and make your management happy. So we're gonna run through all those four persona today in my demo, because I have a limited time. So I'm gonna touch upon all those 4 persona, how their life is going to be easy when they are running a multi-cloud operating model, and then when they're using the multi-cloud solutions that we have. So I'll start from the 4th persona. So I'll just show you how the visualize and dashboard is going to give persona number 4 one view where they can plan everything and when they can see everything in the, what is happening in my environment. So you see this dashboard of Virtualized Operation Manager gonna give an entire 360-degree view of your data centers in matter of clicks. I just click two, and then you will be able to get all more details and you can consume it wherever you want it. So imagine there is a CTO who wants to see what is happening in my environment from an inventory standpoint, what is happening in my environment from a capacity standpoint, where, what is my infrastructure capacity and what is my workload is on running on top of it, and what is, remaining when I have to do that, and what are those red signals and green signals. So you clearly see here in that everything is green except few things, like, they are running sort of CPUs, and and why this is coming, because your workload, the workload is running on your environment is going to be used more CPU in future, and hence you have a minus 47 CPUs here, and then same goes with memories and all. But the key takeaway from this dashboard is that from an inventory, from an capacity, from an troubleshooting, and last is the security part, your management would be able to see entire things in just one console. And these are very intuitive dashboard. If somebody wants to go and double click on this, they would be able to see graph patterns, and they would be able to change the dates and times where the things are happening, what kind of a thing. And the last thing I just want to emphasize on this particular dashboard is the alerts mechanism. So even the senior management now can see what is happening in the environment, in the overall environment, not just very specific to one data center, in over environment. What are my top alerts? What is my top CPU utilization? What are my top memory utilization, happening in my environment? So this kind of a view I showed you here, and you got hundreds of dashboard inbuilt with the Virtualized Operation Manager, which give you lot more information about your environment. I'll quickly go back and then show you other pieces of operations, which is actually covering the third personas, your management, operation people whose job is to keep the lights green. And I'll just click on the workbench and then select any of my virtual machines. Like I've select this one, and I would be able to see all the details about my particular virtual machine when the lights is not green. So if I have to click on the custom one, I would be able to relate each and everything in my environment is running. So if I have to troubleshoot this particular virtual machine, I'm able to see a lot more details about those virtual machine, even the noisy virtual machines running in the data centers, even the this virtual machine is coming from a data vSAN data store, and what are the data store coming from a disk group kind of a thing. And then you would be able to see granular level of details and the badges which Virtualized Operation Manager assigned to particular resources from that AI and ML based algorithm, saying that something is not good about this one. So if you see, this is having an amber, and then you see all the related details about the other ambers is coming in the environment, and then everything is green. So with this view, you immediately would be able to see where my exactly problem is, and that's going to really helpful for those operations personas where they have to turn back everything into the green. By within a 3 seconds of looking at this particular chart, they would be able to see there is a problem with the disk group, and that's why the IOPS are going to be decreased in for this particular virtual machine. Because imagine the situation when VMware admin or a vSphere admin or a cloud admin team has to go and troubleshoot this issue, they would not be able to go at deeper level that the disk group is having issues, because they may be searching the logs from ESXi server, they may be searching logs from virtual machines, they may be searching logs for operating system. But this view gonna give them within a 3 second where the problem is, and when you found a problem, you would be able to solve the problem immediately and then turn back the light greens to your business. Because I have a limited time, I can touch upon a couple of things, but I need to jump on to the another one, which is my automation pieces. But before I jump into there, let's also understand about the capacity related things. Now you can have a reclaim things. If you ask a simple admin that how much time you will take to clean up the whole environment, where you find out the powered off virtual machine, idle virtual machine, snapshots, orphan disk. And he would say, I need a couple of weeks to do that because I have to do a lot of analysis about of the virtual machine behavior and all. With the Virtualized Operation Manager, you would be able to do it within a 4 clicks or a 5 clicks. Even you can automate that. You don't need to even click those things, because you can just, the platform gonna give you details about how many virtual machines are powered off, what is the days, what is the duration, what cost you can save if you delete those virtual machines, and what is the behavior in last 30 days or 40 days or in year about this virtual machine, why this is being powered off. Same goes with idle virtual machine. Probably you would be able to find out some scripts to figure out how many are the powered off virtual machine and how you can delete it. But what about the idle virtual machine? This is critical component to understand. If you have to flag an idle virtual machine in your environment, you have to go to the multiple, I would say hundreds of parameters which declare this virtual machine are powered off. Virtualized Operation Manager provides that out of the box, and you would be able to just click on this, and then you would be able to identify which virtual machine is powered off, and then you click on it, schedule and actions, and would be able to do it. You would be able to do it immediately when you have to do it. And the same goes with the snapshots, orphan disk. There's tons of information you would be able to do it, tons of automations you can perform from this platform. Okay, so that was from the operation sides, how the lights are green. And the last piece I want to cover, since the audience are really important here, is the compliances. Now you'd be able to assess your environment on the compliances side also. Like you see, I have a vSphere security configurations over there. I have a CIA security standards there. I have a DISA security, ISO security, FISMA, HIPAA, PCI, and I would be able to just enable them and then let them assess, let the Virtualized Operation Manager assess those security and regulatory benchmarks against my workload and give me the recommendation how you can solve those problems. So within a one platform, you'd be able to get your optimization, your performance, your optimization, your capacity, troubleshoot it faster to solve the problem, and then security and configurations and the regulatory benchmarks, you'd be able to get that. Now the operation personas is really happy. Now the management personas is really happy because they have a grip on each and every component of their environment in their hands, and they would be able to automate a lot of the things. Okay, so now I'm changed a little bit gears, and I'm going to show you a lot more details around the automation side. As let me logging into it, and this is my give me a sec. For the security reason, it locked me out always. Okay, so uh, we figured it out how the operations and management's lives are easy now. Let's understand about the end users, which are core internal customers for our organization. Probably IT team is going to be provide them a virtual machine as a service, platform as a services, database as a services, or anything as a services, in fact. So now how their life is going to be easy. Imagine there is a customer, or I might say there is an end user developer wants a couple of virtual machines into the environment, and they would be able to spin the resources whenever they want it. Like, they have got one project, now they want to do that in a such a way so that they can request the resources, and they would be able to move it forward immediately for their project related work. So like these are the tiles you see in the catalog items, which could be anything as a services in there. It could be Apache as a services. It could be multi-tier web application supported by load balancer, external network IP address. And what they have to do, they have to just click on the request button, fill up a couple of the informations, and they would be able to hit the submit button, and then everything they needed is going to be come as a service in their inbox and saying your environment is up and running, go ahead and use it. Imagine the difference between a manual provisioning stuff with an on-demand network, external network, load balancer, others things, how much time your admin team takes today if you're not using a cloud-based orchestrations or a private cloud-based orchestrations here. So now they can immediately click. The one thing I just want to highlight here is the prices also. Now you are empowering your end users to make sure they also understand the cost onto it. We always face a problem when the private cloud comes in picture. Everybody thinks that everything is free and everything is coming from our data center, so we are not actually paying. But that's not true, right? You spend heavily on your infrastructure. You heavily spend on your SAN storage, databases, operating system, E6i servers, a lot more things. Even the cooling system of your data center is a cost. So Based on all those calculations, you can put every cost into the system, and this system is going to process and all those information which you are entering from a pricing engine, and would be able to get a per virtual machine, a per resource price estimator into this. Now you see in the details, you would be able to see this is going to my 2-tier application. It is going to give me the 363 rupees per day is maybe going to be cost for this entire platform, which my developer is going to be. When I click on this submit, I'm done. And my end user is happy. Within 3 clicks, by putting some keywords into it, I'm able to get my 2-tier entire application stack within a minutes of matters, or by doing some approval mechanism or putting something. The important point I want to give it from key message from here, you can have all your governance across all your cloud. And this experience is not just about a private cloud. Now you can go and then see what kind of cloud accounts you can add it. And the same experience, which I have just shown you for the end users, you'll be able to get on the AWS, Google, Microsoft Azure, even VMware Cloud on AWS into this. And imagine the situation when you have some other different type of systems and you have an API enabled. This platform, it's by default out of the box API enabled. You can actually have your third-party system calling the Virtualized automation APIs and then performing some actions, and a vice versa. If you have a third-party system which is having API enabled, you can have a ABX engine and then calling those API to perform those actions. And that's why we embrace the anything as a service for our automations journey. I have a limited time here. I just want to show you the last thing here. Priya, if you can allow me 2 more minutes, and then I would going to be present one last thing which I want to be. Is that okay?
Right, sure.
Okay, so now you have seen the end users. Now end user is having that kind of seamless experience. Now understand my last personas, your architects who are the heavy lifters into it. Now how is difficult to prepare a 2-tier architecture or 3-tier architecture in the platform and then give it to your end users? The answer would be, with the Virtualized automations, you can do it within a minute, within a seconds, irrespective to the manual process that you do. Like I was used to do before I used to the Virtualized automations, I used to take 7 days to prepare a 3-tier architecture diagram plus infrastructure as a code, and then you perform a lot of testings around it. But let me just show you within a 1 minute here. So I'm gonna go and in my design pattern for my art as an architect, I'm gonna just do a canvas and just select my projects within a click. Even I haven't touched my keyboard yet. Let me just do this. Okay, so I need first of all, I need a network. I just I dragged it here, and remember this thing, this was a blank earlier. And now the automatically infrastructure as a code in a YAML format is going to be written by Virtualized automation automatically. Okay, my network is okay. I want to put a load balancer here. I just drag and drop my load balancer attached to this my network. Automatically my code is getting written for my load balancer. Same goes with my virtual machines. Let me just do that. Let machine is coming here, and now my machine is going to be backed by load balancer. And then same goes my second tier of my virtual machine is coming back to my environment, and third similarly like the third one here, and then attaching it to my app servers or something. It could be any kind of a thing. It could, you understand now, you have a lot more options here on the left hand side you can put into this, and automatically 35 line of a code, well syntaxed, nothing you have done from my keyboard is getting written automatically. And that's the power this platform brings to the architects, where when they're using their human brain just to imagine the automation and doing the automation, you have the Virtualized automations here. And now you just have to test it out, deploy it, and then enable it for your end user. There are some errors based on the times. You can just select the images here from the drop down, and then you can just remove those kind of an error automatically from this particular virtual machines. Uh, that ends my small information about operations and automation, which covers the 4 personas. But there's a lot more information I want to give to you from an operation and financial management cloud health perspective. There are tons of informations are available. Feel free to contact us, share your details. We're gonna do a deep dive sessions. Could be a 2 hours long or a 1 hour long, or maybe very tailored use cases which you are looking for your organization. I would be really happy happy to work with your admin and architects to show the power of the platform. With that, I'll hand it over to Priya. Priya, thank you so much for having me here and then show the business use cases.
Thank you, Amit. Thank you so much for your lovely demo, and thank you, Vivek, for your presentation.